talk about this big topic as well now, which is going to be Mega ETH. And this is aimed to basically save Ethereum. Now, for those of you not in the know, Ethereum is still doing extremely well on an institutional level, and institutions are looking at utilizing essentially the Ethereum blockchain for tracking assets, all that sort of thing. So it's still very relevant on an institutional level. However, on the retail side of things, Solana has really been kicking its butt, and a lot more competitors are coming up. And we have competitors, of course, in the likes of Coinbase with their Base network. We also have Sui with their like the Sui token, and obviously they're going to be looking at basically utilizing smart contracts for ownership of gaming assets. There we go. Had a little bit of a clip there, but we got it. And so they're losing the retail market, or Ethereum is losing the retail market to all of the competitors, with Solana being the biggest one. A huge reason for this, from the analysis of the owners of the project of Mega ETH, is that it is because Solana is more centralized, saying essentially centralization and ease is creating an ease of use for the retail market and influencing Solana to take over. Now, the competition, or the solution to this for Ethereum to be competitive, is going to be Mega ETH, and it claims to answer Ethereum's scaling and sentiment problems. Prioritizing speed over decentralization, the new L2 will apparently feel as seamless as using a Web 2 app or a centralized exchange, and run on an order of magnitude faster than all the other rollups and Solana combined. In short, the aim is to make Ethereum great again. It'd be easy to dismiss this as pure hyperbole, but Mega ETH is backed by some of the biggest names in the industry, including co-founder Vitalik Buterin and Joe Lubin, as well as a few others, including OG influencer Kobe, which I follow on Ethereum, and how I ran into this in the first place, by the way. Due to the launch of its public testnet in the coming weeks, the EVM-compatible chain has reportedly hit 15,000 transactions per second in private testing, while using 60x more gas than the existing Ethereum rollups like Base. That gas figure, and I should say Base, is going to be, I called Base a competitor earlier, and that was retarded. Apologies. That is an L2 on Ethereum. Let me correct that. It's primarily Solana and Sui that's competing for the retail market. I don't know why I slipped up and said Base. Anyways, that gas figure is set to double when the proprietary parallelization engine is switched on, and the aim is to scale the layer 2 all the way up to 100,000 transactions per second and 10 gigagas. Gigagas. There we go. Gigaga. BANANAS. The shit is gigagas. Gigagas. There we go. There we go. I did it. I need a drink of water. All right. I need some water. All right. There we go. All right. So it's centralized scaling. And this is what I was saying in the first place, because this is a controversial approach. Here's the problem, guys. Solana is winning. Whether we want to admit it or not, Solana is winning, and by and large, it's winning because it is centralized. Maybe that doesn't play out in the future, but as of right now, mining Solana and so ban that fool. So to achieve the heroic levels of scaling, Mega ETH has cut a lot of corners. The team prefers the term optimizations by removing some of the key components that make blockchains blockchains. Unlike other L2s and rollups, it has no plans to ever decentralize the sequencer, which allows it to use a bunch of high-end equipment to ramp up throughput. Data storage has been outsourced to the less secure and as yet not battle-tested EGN-DA rather than Ethereum. And the L2 is missing plans for a crucial component of the don't trust verify ethos, which is consensus, where all the participants in the network agree on the state of the blockchain. Basically, one person will be saying whatever the state of the blockchain is, fully centralized. All L1s require this, but L2s have the ability to opt out. Delphi Digital researcher Prasad Mahadik, there we go, explains decentralized consensus slows blockchains down. Quote, the speed of light acts as an ultimate bottleneck, and the more nodes there are dispersed, the more time it takes to get consensus, he says. Mega ETH, being an L2, has only one sequencer and doesn't have constraints of hardware requirements, Mahadik says. Obviously, from a security perspective, this is massively insecure. It takes only one hack of one sequencer to destroy the entire ecosystem, right? And that's a big problem here that I think is going to be like, obviously, let's talk. That's the problem. There you go. That's the problem. That's the problem. It's a big problem. But let's talk about it in comparison to Solana, because obviously this is supposed to be ETH's savior for Solana, right? Make Ethereum great again. I think to do that, you would need to go proof of work, but what do I know? It's hard to see Mega ETH as anything else but Ethereum's layer 2 answer to Solana, which has been eating Ethereum's lunch for the past 2 years with its faster, cheaper chain that uses expensive equipment in data centers rather than Ethereum's maximally decentralized network, which is designed to be able to run on Raspberry Pis. Now, here's the funny thing about that in general is that while Ethereum can run on Raspberry Pis, a majority of people running staked nodes are in traditional data centers utilizing cloud hosting services. The key to this could actually be upping the system requirements and remaining decentralized as a solution, as opposed to running a single sequencer that you control, or basically that you control. So I think you can decentralize and up the performance of the equipment at the same time. Crypto influencer Bread, the project's public face and head of growth, says that Ethereum's focus on decentralization above all has left L2 leaders like Bassi's Jesse Pollock desperate to scale faster. Quote, he's literally pleading with Ethereum developers and saying, guys, like, we're getting our ass kicked here by Solana. Says Bread, who says Sol's prioritization of scalability was influential in Mega ETH's development. Quote, we have made design decisions that allow us to scale vertically, which to me is kind of similar to Solana, he says. We want to be super big, we want to be super fast, and we're going to do it as an L2 construction as opposed to doing it as an L1. It allows us to make even more opinionated decisions on how to enable some of those upper bounds of performance. Being an L2 arguably allows it to make even more sacrifices to the scaling gods than Solana can, as it still retains the security of Ethereum's base layer. We make some pretty key trade-offs to allow us to be even better than Solana, purely better than all L1s in some regards. But has Mega ETH got the balance right? And if these trade-offs are able to attract critical mass of users, what will that mean for competing L2s like Arbitrum, Base, Optimism, and Starknet that are currently constrained by Ethereum's data blob capacity? Will they be forced to abandon their own plans to decentralize or to use an alternative data availability in order to compete with an L2 running 500 times faster? Arbitrum and Starknet both declined to comment for further on this story further. So it goes over how it began. The big things for you guys to pay attention to here is like, what's the next big thing as far as DeFi is concerned in that space? I think Mega ETH is going to be one that we want to pay attention to, as much as we may hate the centralization surrounding it, all that sort of thing. Really, Solana's come out of nowhere, and with its scalability has taken over the entire DeFi market from a retail perspective. This strategic move from Mega ETH to be a layer 2 on Ethereum is really interesting, and it does have massive large capital backing with Dragonfly Capital, Figment Capital, Robot Ventures, and like we said earlier, you have some big influencer names behind it, as well as Vitalik himself. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. The speed is going to be really, really interesting if it does hit that 100,000 transactions per second as well. So I think that could be really interesting overall. Apparently there's some cool apps coming as well, but I don't want to cover everything, all that. I just kind of wanted to do a brief overview of it, because I still like to go back and see what's going on with that entire space. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. If you would like to see more from this particular episode, take a look up here. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support me directly, you can go to sonofatech.locals.com and become a member. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.